point of an internship? Is it about a learning experience and making a few bucks? Are you just free labor for some company? Well, maybe, but internships can offer so much more. It's all about what you make of them. This session is brought to you by Way Solutions and CoLab. Hi, I'm Jennifer Way. I'm a career expert, and today we're going to talk about what you need to do to get the most from your intern experience. We want to make sure you understand what's important about an internship. They give you relevant experience in your field and make you more employable. Essentially, they help build the future of your career. We'll share some ideas about how to select an internship, what your goals should be, and how you can use that going forward. Internships can be a powerful jumpstart to your career if you understand how to leverage it. But not all internships are created equal. Some offer greater opportunity than others. The right internship makes you much more likely to get a job in your field post-graduation. In some cases, it might even allow someone to skip the typical entry-level job or make more money in their first job based on the experience they gained in their internship. It's really a practice job. It's where your education blends with real-world experience. You're already investing in your education. Internships are an investment in experience. That's why money isn't always the most important factor when it comes to selecting an internship. Employers want someone with the right education and experience. Working on projects with real results and outcomes is very attractive to potential employers. It demonstrates how you used your education in a professional setting. The best internships also offer the potential to meet other industry professionals. When it's time to start looking for a job, the search will be much more successful with a network of industry professionals who are ready to provide job leads and references that can speak to what type of employee you might make. The best internship provides the opportunity to develop in all of these areas. There are two types of internships, paid and unpaid. If you're going to get a paid internship, academic credit is not required because you're getting money. If it's an unpaid internship, it's viewed as an educational opportunity. It's subject to legal requirements for the employer, and academic credit is actually required. Keep that in mind, that all internships are designed to be a learning experience, but an unpaid one has to be for academic credit. Of course, if you sign up for academic credit, it has to relate to your education and your occupational goals, as well as comply with your school's requirements. But again, academic credit can be for a paid internship or an unpaid internship. You need to check with your career center for details on that and what your school requires. If there's no academic credit, then you have to get money. Some of the best learning experiences come from unpaid internships. I encourage you to think that through. There are other factors to consider as well. For instance, is your internship a project-based internship, or is it for general work experience? Project-based internships are designed to give a student a chance to work on a specific project. These are especially valuable because they offer the opportunity to develop a tangible work product. Employers evaluate risk when it comes to hiring new employees. Someone who's had the right experience and can show what they've achieved is very attractive to a potential employer. General internships offer more general business experience and the chance to see how a professional environment works. This exposure to other professionals, business processes, and the work environment as a whole help to prepare a student to enter the professional world. Remember, in an internship, there are no job offer guarantees, but it is a way to gain experience that helps you stand out, a big advantage when it comes to getting a job. To get the most from any internship, begin with the end in mind. Decide what type of internship you're really looking for. What will bring you the greatest value when it comes to looking for your first job? What skills are you wanting to use on a day-to-day basis? What kind of experience will you gain? What will you be able to put on your resume after the internship? Then think about, what is the company going to gain by working with you? What makes you the right intern for that position? Most importantly, you've got to figure out, how are you going to be more employable after the internship? That's the whole goal. Think about what is going to make you more employable later. In order to win the best internship, you have to be prepared. Call your career services center and have them help you create your resume. Include your previous work experience, computer skills, and remember to add any volunteer projects that are related as well. Add a section for extracurricular activities or leadership opportunities where maybe you've served as a team lead or some classroom experience that's particularly relevant. Education might be a big part of your resume at this point, but this internship should provide you some key experiences to include when you start applying to real positions. Make sure that your professional image via email and voicemail is also ready to go, and make it easy to contact you. Interns that come across as professional stand out to employers. Get rid of music on your voicemail or any distractions, and make sure you create a professional message. Make sure that your email address is appropriate and professional as well. Consider creating a new professional email address with your name so that it's easy to remember you and contact you. You want your contact information and everything else to support this professional image that you're building. There'll be more time for fun and your personal side later. Be sure to scrub up your profile on Facebook. It's the first place an employer will go to screen people. If you can't show your grandmother something on Facebook, it doesn't belong on your profile. Don't be lured by the fact that you think you've got privacy settings. The truth is that all kinds of people understand how to circumvent the system, and they always will. So make sure you've got yourself covered by creating a professional image. Then it's time to start looking for an actual internship. Visit your career center or take a look at their list of internships online. There are also online job boards that specialize in internships from across the country. Just because there are regional internships in your geography, that doesn't mean there aren't national internships available as well. Google it. There are specific job boards that specialize in this. And don't hesitate to use social media to advertise that you're looking for an internship either. Maybe someone you know or that your parents may know is actually hiring an intern. Advertise what it is you're looking for and the types of opportunities you'd be interested in pursuing. Make a list of professionals that you might know and ask them individually. Find out what is their company policy. Visit their company websites. Do they have an internship program? Would their office or department be interested in an intern? Make sure you pick people who will help you with your career. These same people could turn into real mentors to you for the rest of your career. Once you've identified a potential posting, read it carefully and analyze it. Every posting has some elements in common. Review the company description. What's the culture like? What kind of company is it? What do they actually do? Note the hours and responsibilities that they're looking for. Does it compensate for the internship or is it unpaid? Note some of the details. Of the ones that are most attractive, pick the top 3 or 4 and outline the advantages of each of these experiences for yourself. Evaluate your priorities and which internship you think would be most valuable to you based on the criteria we started with. What type of experience and results would you gain? What type of people will you meet? Or exposure will you get? How many different paths would this opportunity lead you to? Money should be a factor, but it should be the last factor. It may be the least important factor to consider. Be prepared for an employer to call you and invite you in to interview. They're probably going to ask you for a phone interview and then perhaps to come in for a face-to-face meeting. Do your research. Visit the company website, find out what they do, and think about some stories that you could share that would demonstrate your experience. How have you dealt with difficult situations or problem solved on a job? Maybe you had a customer service experience where someone was unhappy and you had to fix the problem, or where you had a challenging coworker. Prepare some examples about your leadership skills. Think about an example of a team project at school, or maybe in sports, where you were a captain of your team. Have some experiences that speak to your leadership as well as some examples that speak to your teachability, that you're teachable in spirit, that you're flexible, and that you're willing to learn and you're interested, that you're a hard worker, that you'd be worth investing in for this internship. Then practice, practice, practice. Get with someone who tells you the truth, not just your parent, but find someone who has experience in the professional world and see if you can practice with them. After the interview, remember, make sure you send a thank you note and acknowledge the fact that they met with you. It's also a good idea to connect with them on LinkedIn. If you want to be a professional now. Start to create your professional network. Every single person, whether you get hired or don't, could potentially become someone important to your future job search or career. Make sure you collect those people over time, and LinkedIn is an excellent way to do that. When you interview, you need to be thinking about what the employer is looking for, not just what you want. Employers are looking for people with a positive attitude that are proactive. They want to hire someone who's interested and motivated, who dresses professionally and understands the business environment. They often like to hire people who have demonstrated team-building skills, leadership skills, and that asks good questions. Make sure that if you've got a good technical background, that you list that appropriately. Make sure you're communicating your interest through your body language, your words, and your actions. You want them to understand how much you want the internship. Then it's about evaluating the internship and your willingness to make an investment in your career. If you want to get the most experience that you can, realize that you're trading your time and labor for a work experience that perhaps will help you get a job later. Understanding your priorities is going to be very important in picking the right internship. You have to understand what it is that you want. Do you want experience? Are you looking for exposure to your industry or network? Are you looking for experience in different type of work environments? What about networking? Is there going to be an opportunity to get involved with a professional association or attend different events with your potential employer? References are important as well. Do something spectacular so that you can get a good reference later. Think about the manager. Can you learn from this person? Do they seem like they'd be a good person to work with? Will they be attentive? And lastly, of course, consider money. How much someone is going to be paid for an internship is probably not as relevant as some of these other things. It takes time to build experience, to build a network, and to gain professional references. You can trade your time for money doing anything. Internships should be the opportunity to get experience, exposure to a new network of professional people, and gain references in your area of studies. The truth is that some people, upon graduation, just don't have the experience or contacts to help them get hired in their industry of choice. The best internships offer all of these things, so prioritize these opportunities accordingly. Money may be the least valuable thing, because whether you're working on a PR campaign in your industry or you're working at a restaurant, you're probably going to make minimum wage. The truth is, money's just not the most important thing. Professional experience is. Follow up with potential employers. Call them back and communicate your interest. Try to pick 2 or 3 that you would be really excited about. Pursue them, and pursue them well. Now, once you know who you're going to be working with, you're going to want to understand their expectations. There are all kinds of unspoken expectations at work. Sometimes employers and managers have a hard time remembering to explain them to you. It's so fundamental to the way that they work, they forget what they already know, and they might forget to pass that on to you. Take the initiative and make sure you understand something about the company, the history, and culture of the organization. Ask some questions about some current projects or maybe some trends in the industry. Also, be sure to understand the dress code and attendance policies. What business casual is to you and business casual in this new environment may be 2 different things, so make sure you understand their expectations around dress code and any other policy they may hold as an organization. There's also some internship-specific information you're going to want to get as well. For instance, what's the reporting structure of the department you're working in? Who has the authority to distribute work? As an intern, the truth is that you're probably going to be working for almost all of the people in your department, but you want to make sure that the person you report to directly is happy with you and that they are the priority. Make sure you understand the start date and the end date for your internship, as well as what technical skills you're going to be using. Don't forget about the communication factors that people overlook all the time. Understand if your boss is a phone person or a voicemail person. Is texting okay, or do they prefer email? How do they like their email structured? Is the subject line important? How do they want you to name their files or construct emails? Ask some good questions and get some answers right at the beginning of your internship. This will help make sure you can be successful. This is a learning opportunity and it's a once-in-a-lifetime situation, so absolutely make sure that you have a good attitude, you show up on time, and that you dress professionally. Remember, this is your initiation into the professional world. Make sure you live up to it. Set yourself up to be successful. This is more than just being a student. At this point, this is about you being a professional. Focus on building your network. Ask a lot of questions. Don't be shy. Find people that you think are willing to mentor you or willing to answer your questions and align yourself with them. Look for ways to add value. Make sure you have the right tools available to you to do the task at hand. Be responsive and available. If you get emails, if people call you, make sure you're checking your email regularly and that you're responsive. Be engaged in your work experience. If you show up just to make copies, that's the kind of tasks you'll be assigned. And then show initiative. Take advantage of the opportunity. Build value into the internship by volunteering for projects and attending extra events. Focus on meeting other people in the office. And of course, do something extraordinary. Give these people something they can talk about, something that impresses them. A, that's going to give them motivation and incentive to offer you a job. B, it gives them something to talk about when they're called as a reference for you. And C, it gives you some great stories to tell at future interviews. Again, this is your opportunity to show who you are as a professional. It's time to take responsibility for yourself. No more grades, no more exams. This is about a boss-employee relationship. Do the right thing and be the impressive professional that you know you can be. At the end of your internship, sit down with your manager and ask to review your accomplishments together. Keep a running list of all the things you've worked on during the course of your internship and make sure you can talk about those experiences in a strategic way. It's not just about what you did, it's about the results and the impact it had on your business. Practice explaining your experience with your manager and make sure you can connect the value of what you did and how that would benefit a potential employer. That's what's going to make the difference for your future career. Ask your manager for a written recommendation on LinkedIn. Ask some of your coworkers to do so as well. People will be looking at your profile. Having a couple recommendations by important colleagues or your manager will go a long way towards helping you get your next job. If you do these things well, an internship can really be the thing that jumpstarts your career. It can be the difference between getting employed in your area of choice or not. I encourage you to make the most of this opportunity. It's your chance to shine. Thanks so much for joining. If you like this presentation, give us a quick like on Facebook. We're happy to answer any questions on Facebook, Twitter, or on our website. Check us out at waysolutions.com, or if you're interested in co-working and the entrepreneurial community, check out CoLab at nashville.colabusa.com. We'll see you there.